Welcome back, and thank you, first of all, for spending your time listening to me in this new episode of Inside the Mind of the Searching. In this episode, I would like to talk about a couple of things, um, but let's start with the beginning, shall we? Um, I've decided to stop playing and stop streaming Skyrim and Sekiro on my channel. And I will not go too deep into this, but just to let you guys know a little bit why I decided not to play those two games anymore. Well, basically, I didn't feel the connection anymore with those two games, sadly to say. Um, I started playing Skyrim a couple days ago, and I was at the last boss um, of the DLC, Dragonborn, and I kept dying over and over again. And to a certain point, that I felt a little bit upset, um, because I realized that okay, I'm at the last area, the last boss, and I did the previous DLC, and I finished the main quest, and now I'm struggling to finish this last boss, and I was getting to the point that I was getting very frustrated, and I know this is my own failure, uh, my own fault, but I just didn't feel connected anymore with the game. Maybe basically because I already played the game so many times and I didn't really feel like rushing through it just to wrap it up, just to finish it. I just basically had enough of it. And also, I just kept dying over and over again with the same boss. And I didn't really feel like going back into the main game and start to grind for better armor or better weapons, stuff like that, just to wrap up this boss. Um, and if I disappoint some people with this by not finishing, I am deeply sorry about this. But it is just my decision that I had to make because I didn't really feel that I wanted to continue with it. Um, but basically, the game was over, in my opinion. I didn't really feel also that I wanted to show more of the game. I think I had around 50 parts of Skyrim, and it was time to move on, in my opinion. Um, the next game, Sekiro, um, it was already a couple of moments that I had the feeling that it wasn't really progressing the game. It kept being the same thing over and over again, and I started to feel more and more disconnected with the main character, Sekiro itself, and I just didn't feel the I just didn't feel that the game was actually going somewhere. Like, I just felt that I was going to the same area over and over again, and I was fighting the same enemies over and over again. Um, and not that I was annoyed with dying constantly. That was totally not an issue for me. I just felt like it wasn't really going anywhere. Um, and I started to get annoyed and frustrated with the game, because like I said, there was already a couple of times that I felt this way, but I always try to put myself over it. But this time I just had more than enough of it, and again, I am deeply sorry for the people who were curious of watching this playthrough while I was playing it. But I just had to make this decision, and there was no more reason for me to actually continue with it. It was just something that I had to do for myself, because I feel if you really feel that you're disconnected from a game and you just have to finish it just to finish it, then it's not really the right way to play a game, in my opinion. So I decided to stop playing it. And I started to, then after that, I started to look a little bit more like, okay, what do I actually want to do with my channel? Which direction do I want to go? And I've changed, honestly, through the years as a gamer itself. I've changed tremendously. I remember when I started playing games on consoles, I was a huge fan of shooter games. I was playing a lot of shooter games, like every shooter that was possibly available I was playing. And through the years I've gained different interests in other games, different genres. My mind started to change also, the way I was looking towards games, the way I was experiencing them. And I had this thought, this feeling again, after quitting with Skyrim and Sekiro. And I started to ask myself, okay, what do I actually want to do with my channel? Which direction do I actually want to go to? And through the years, I've noticed, when I was looking back at this, I noticed that my preference is going more towards smaller games and more indie games. I still have a love for bigger games, don't get me wrong on this, but my main focus was going towards smaller games, indie games, in different genres like puzzle games, horror games, adventure games. And I started to feel more comfortable with it, honestly. Because these games are, first of all, much smaller, and sometimes you really play a game that nobody notices it, and it's an amazing, beautiful game that you're playing then. And my attention was more towards those type of games. A little bit more relaxing, also a little bit more fascinating, a little bit more story into it, a little bit more effort in it, in the game itself. And like I said, yeah, I still have a love for bigger games, and I will still play them, but I think 3/4 of the games that I will be playing on my channel, streaming or uploading, will be indie games. Because there are so many beautiful games out there that people miss, in my opinion, because most of the people, I guess, are focused on huge games these days. And I want to step away from that a little bit also. The reason why that also is that because newer games, they cost a lot of money. Like basically, if I would go here to the game store, a new game would cost easily from day one like around €70. And for me, it's not a problem to buy them, but it's like, yeah, okay, I can pay for it, but do I really want to? You know, there are so many smaller games out there that I can play for free on Steam, or I can pay like maybe €5 to €10 for it, and I get more out of it. You know, I get a deeper touch from it, deeper feeling. So then I made this decision to actually focus more on indie games, and I felt very comfortable with that idea, because basically I would give you guys the content, but I have to be satisfied with it also, and that comes first. If you guys would like tell me, okay, yeah, Searching, would you be interested in playing that game? I will definitely check it out. I will look for it, but I can't really promise that I will play it, because I really have to be 100% motivated to actually play that game, because there's no point in playing a game that I'm not interested in, even if you guys would like me to play it. So yeah, that was a little bit my decision for my channel, and so I will be focusing more from now on indie games. Like I said, different types of genres. Could be horror games, adventure games, puzzle games, walking simulators, visual novels, stuff like that. So a little bit of everything. There's still gonna be like a lot of variety on my channel of content. I'll try to put out as much as I can, and yeah, that's my decision that I made, and like I said, I feel very comfortable with this. But yeah, that's about it, I guess. What else I want to share with you guys? In the last episode, I was talking a little bit about radio shows. And radio shows in particular of the channel Miss Bean. I'll put a link in the description for you guys, or I'll put a link in the description for you guys, so you can always check her out. She has an amazing channel that is growing constantly. She plays also a lot of different games, very unique games in my opinion. It's a channel with a lot of potential to grow, and I would really like to give her a big shout out, because she's an amazing streamer, always full with energy. Her mentality towards her games are incredible. Basically, I really look up to her for her channel, and also she has been my inspiration for starting with recordings and doing editing work. So I really look up to her. I would definitely recommend her. Go check her out. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description for her channel, so you can definitely check her out. And if you go watch one of her videos, let her know that I sent you guys, so she will know that you're coming from my channel. We did another interview a couple of days ago, and we basically, at the end of the interview, we started talking about certain things, and we decided it was still her choice eventually, but we talked about it, and we decided not to do this upload for this recording. But like I said, it was still her decision if she wanted to upload or not. She wanted to listen to it first, and I totally respect that, because it is her channel eventually. And I really enjoyed doing these radio shows with her, these interviews. Well, not interviews anymore, where we just talk about certain things. And she decided eventually not to do the upload. And the topic was about what I think about other YouTubers, about her channel, what I think about her, stuff like that. But like I said, definitely check her out. She's an amazing person. She's very original, in my opinion. It's been a very long time since I've seen somebody grow this immensely. She's very original in her ideas. What she brings out, her editing work is really entertaining. And yeah, she definitely deserves to have more attention on YouTube. So yeah, definitely check her out. The next thing I would like to talk about is if you guys have any ideas or topics you want to talk to me about, you will always be able to send me a DM or a message on Twitter. I'll also put a link in the description of my Twitter page, so you can always send me a friend request or just send me a message. That's you. And if you have any things you would like to talk about or any suggestions you want me to talk about in these recordings, then you can always let me know. Because I would like to hear your stories as well a little bit more. What's going on with you guys? If you would like to share that with me, of course. I'm not forcing you in any type of way. I just want to get you guys a little bit more involved with my channel. Of course, this will be completely anonymous. That's why you could send me a private message, and then we can talk about it, and then we can discuss certain things and see where it goes. So yeah, like I said, I'll put a link of Miss Bean's channel in description, and I'll put a link of my Twitter page also in description, so you can both check them out if you're interested, if you want to, and then just send me a message. And yeah, I think that's about it for this episode, I guess. Yeah, I think that's it. I'll see if I'll be back next week from today's on, or in 2 weeks. Again, guys, if you're interested in staying more connected with me, go to my Twitter page. I post things basically every day, and it's also a reason to stay a little bit more connected with me, to see what's going on with me and what my plans are, what I upload, what I will be doing for recordings. So yeah, that's about it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, for taking your time to listen to me, and hope you're all doing fine. And I'll see you hopefully in the next live streams or in the comment section of this video. Take care, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.